Hello, hello, hello. This is the African teacher coming straight from the School of Hard Knocks. Pam. I'm so excited today because I just received my copy of African 101, the wake up call from Her Excellency Ambassador Arikana Shiombori Kwao. I'm appealing to every one of you to get your copy. And if you are fortunate enough, like me, like moi, and you're going to have it personally autographed. Personally autographed, okay? And sent to you. You're going to have it personally autographed. It's a book, a must-have for every black person. Let it be next to your Bible, okay? Let it be next to your Bible. You see, personally autographed, okay? Personally autographed. Personally autographed. Let it be next to your Bible or whatever book you believe in. Let it be next to that book. Whatever you believe in, let it be next to your shrine. Anything, whatever higher power you believe in, you pray to. Let this book, because the reason why we praying so hard, the reason why we even go to, we think we should go to pilgrimage in somebody's desert, or some God-forsaken place where there's so much immorality, so rife for pilgrimage, is because our economies are so messed up. You see, that's the reason why we think when we go to these pilgrimages, fortune will follow us. It's a personal thing, but the undertone of most people's pilgrimage to anywhere they want to go is to have to realize some self-actualization, some self-cleansing. So by the time you come back, everything will be just good for you. Locks will follow you, good omen will follow you, and so on and so forth. But it's all boils down to our economical predisposition. Things kind of fucked up for us. And that is what this book is talking about. How we should get it right. We cannot be the most blessed nation, continent, and then be the most despised and the most poor, deprived. It's not, the two don't match. Okay, you literally walking on diamond and you poor, so we got to get it right. We got to get it right. So we're going to talk about some 101 economy. I'm not an economist. I never sat in economic class of any professor. Okay, but we're gonna get into it and how we got ourselves where we are, what made us to be where we are, and how we can get out of it. You know, based on common sense. I'm not an economist, but we're gonna look at certain things, and everybody can take a lesson from, what we're gonna look at and how. I'm gonna be talking from two books. One is this book. One is this book, Kicking Away the Ladder. Kicking Away the Ladder by Han Jun-shang, a South Korean economist at the London School of Economy. What are these? I don't know. London School of Economy, where they teach colonial economists to rob Africa. So when you go over there, they're gonna, you're gonna get, you're gonna get the, degree in how to steal Africa. That's what it is. The London School of Economy, how to rob Africa, literally. So we're gonna look at a video that everybody has been talking about. Uh, I think a month ago, 3 weeks ago. It's on everybody's WhatsApp. Oh, look, a professor. What is his name? Uh, Howard Nicholas. He's an economist, and he was reviewing one of his book to a class of people, and you're gonna hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay, so I'm gonna bring him, you know, just to remind you about the same clip that has been making rounds on social media 3 weeks ago or a month ago.
Say is this: Africa historically, sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US...
Enough of that. Okay, that is enough. You all saw it before. I don't have to, replay. So he said that's the message. That is the unspoken bond that is sworn. That is the blood, this, that's what is sworn on. You know, it's a conspiracy about Africa. We all know it. So now one thing that the man spoke about, the honest truth, is the education, how you go to these schools of economics, school of economics, like the London School of Economy, that you thought you are being, you getting degree, high degree from London School of Economy, but you end up being taught how to rob your own country. So we have these ministers of finances from Africa, priding themselves on the fact that they've been through this Western education and his economics. Oh, he worked with the IMF before, big deal. He worked with the World Bank before, big deal. The man just said our educational institutions have to teach you how to steal from Africa, how to impoverish Africa. So you are Mr. Dr. Mensah from West Africa, and you happen to be the economic minister of a West African state. You came from Liège, University of Liège in Belgium, Yale in America, uh, um, School of Economics in England, School of Economy from Hamburg. You big dude, with your tie, with your suit. And we believed simply because you come from those higher learning, those halls of learning, you read, economy with Europeans. Oh, you've been taught by the best economists. Therefore, you are coming, you're gonna make our economy better. But here we've been told that the whole Western educational system, that, the system that teaches economics, it's so corrupt that whatever they teach over there is to make you rob Africa. So if you're a minister of finance, a Belgian minister of finance, you are down with the game. If you're if you're the exchequer of England, you are down with the game. If you are the secretary of finance, whether they have in America secretary of finance, something like that, in the US, you are down with the stealing of Africa. If you are Mr. Manson coming from Yale, Cambridge, in Boston, you top the class for economics. You didn't even know that you've been brainwashed to steal your own country. Okay, we have a finance minister during the last government in Nigeria, Madam Ngozi. Madam Ngozi is so good. A former World Bank official, got a job in Nigeria as a finance minister. Everybody was, celebrating her. She appeared in CNN with Farid Zakari a couple of times. They knew her by first name. Nothing changed under her tenure. More money lost under her watch until Goodluck Jonathan's government, he has been called one of the most corrupt. And that lady from, I don't know her educational background, but through WB, World Bank, after nothing happened under her tenure as a Minister of Finance in Nigeria, she went back to World Bank, where she came from. You see? So everything that she knew as an economist was not in favor to move Nigeria forward. No. So the people who groomed her say, hey, come back. We can still take you. You did very good, madam. You did very good. I will not employ Ngozi. If Ngozi could go to Nigeria and mess it up, and I would say, come back. What is your resume? I messed up Nigeria big time. I messed up Nigeria big time. And I have honors from so and so university. I have Bachelor of Science. I have this, I have this, I have. Look at my latest, long latest. And you have to call me a doctor. But the World Bank took her back because based on what Howard Nicholas said about their institutions, about their educational institutions, that will mess you up and call you a graduate of economics to go and steal from Africa, to keep Africa impoverished. Based on those, Madam Ngozi is good graduate, a good student. So is other finance ministers across Africa. But hey, we were proud that they went to school outside. We believe that simply because they didn't even go to school in our local colleges and universities, for that matter alone, they're going to turn our economics around. All of them. The whole of ECOWAS ministers of finance, all of them went to school somewhere outside. And these are the schools Howard Nicholas is saying it's not the best place to study economics if you want to turn Africa around. Unless you want to steal from Africa and we want to keep Africa impoverished, that is the schools we have here. Those are the schools we have here. Our educational system is set up in a way that when you go through it, all you want to do with Africa is to make it remain poor. You see? So that is when this guy, even though this guy is a professor in a London School of Economics, I came across this guy when he went to Addis Ababa 2017, and I was reading news on the going on in AU summit. I all the time follow what's going on when this head of states meet. I want to see what is going on, what is in for me and my people. So I came across a news report that mentioned this guy, that he came to lecture the people over there, and what he has been saying and wrote in this book is that everything that these people tell you to do, don't do it. Because everything that they did when they were growing up, they don't want you to do it. So you want to climb the ladder to all the money, where the money is the dollar sign there and the pound sign there. Here is African head of state, president, trying to take his country to the top. And guess what? He's been kicked. Bam! You don't come here. So, look at the graphics. Okay. Look at the graphics very well. Okay. We don't need you here. That means what that graphic is depicting is whatever they did, all the protectionism, all the protectionist policies that they took when they were grooming their companies, the same policies they tell you don't do, all the subsidies that they give to their farmers to farm, they tell you don't give those subsidies to your farmers. All the government enterprises that they have that is making good money for them, they tell you you do not need to have government don't believe in don't do business. It's so bad that even a place like Ghana, everybody said government don't do business. Government don't do business, but almost 50% of companies in China, from construction, bridge construction, from railway laying, from China construction, is a government construction. That is constructing bridges and roads across Africa. It's a government enterprise, making huge money for the Chinese government. And when the Chinese government use government enterprises to amass wealth, then we go over there with a bowl in hand. A bowl in hand. Can I borrow 2 billion? How do you think we made this money? Through government enterprises. The government enterprises are put up together to amass enough profit for the states. Telecommunication, airlines, name them. Those things will bring big money, big profit. But instead, what do? We sell it to somebody so that you could give us tax. Like the pastor, I don't know his name, was talking about the Zambian copper company. A company came from England, bought it on credit, ran it, make profit, and use the profit to pay the Zambian people. I like that deal. That is a sweetheart deal. Who would do that? Who would do that? You have a 3-story building. You have a 6-story building that you are selling. And I come to you and say, you know what? Let me buy your 6-story building on a credit. Then I will put tenants into it and give me 5 years to pay you. But initially, just take this little money. Then I'm going to take over your building, put tenants in it, and when the tenants pay me, over 5 years, I take that money and pay you. So what is wrong with me not to run it myself with tenants and keep all the money and still have it for my children? Am I lazy? Am I lazy? The man who's going to run my 6-story building on credit and use the tenancy money to pay me over 5 years, is not a man like me? Oh, or I'm just a man when it comes to women. But after that, I'm no more a man. What makes the Ethiopian airline, the men that running them, better than the men that run all the West African airlines to the ground? The Ethiopian men are more men than our men over here. They don't like girlfriends, or they don't, or they castrate them. The Ethiopian men are no men. They are they don't have that thing between their legs. It's only us in West Africa have that thing within our legs, and we use all the institutions, the airlines, for girlfriends and girlfriends' mothers and girlfriends' fathers, and run it down. Or we took the money to pay our girlfriends. Ethiopians are not doing that. They are still men. They still have that thing dangling between their two legs, but they know how to control it better than the West African airline directors and the management team. You see, in this book, the government of the South Korea, by the time they were doing their Hyundai or something like that, the first Hyundai or a couple of Hyundais that they made was shipped to South American country. I can recall the country, and it was splashed in a newspaper, South Korean daily, that they have exported their first automobile to a foreign country. They actually dashed the country in South America. About 10 cars. The government bought it and sent it to, and it was a big news to boost morale of the people. Did the West allow them to have automobile companies? No. The West told South Korea, to expand on sweatshop. Sweatshop. Just make, invest in sweatshop. Make t-shirt for us. Make clothes for Walmart. That is what, the big dudes from West tell them to do. But the government of the day say no. According to the book, they even visited some companies, twisted their arms to do what the government want them to do. Technology. They visited the MD in the night. They visited them. The police visited them. The security of the state visited them and told them, this is what you got to do, and not this what you want to do. Deviate from what you want to do. It may be a quick profit, but this is what we want you to do. The West didn't like it, but they said, no way. We climbing that ladder too. You ain't going to kick that ladder. Everything that we want to do is what you also do. It's what you did 40 years, 60 years ago. And that is how you grow and become mighty. So we want to do the same thing. So if you're telling us not to do that, no, we're not going to listen to you. So what is the crux of my argument here? Howard Nicholas said Africa is the resource colony, and that's how it's going to be. No. If we, the people, that's where the common sense is coming from. I'm not an economist. If we, the people, said We're going to boycott everything that is French. VW is coming to Ghana. We're going to boycott it. We're not going to buy no VW from it, even if they're throwing it away. If they're giving it for free, we're not going to take it. We're going to buy Kantaka. We the people. You see, in Nigeria, we're going to buy innocent cars. We're not going to buy any other car. Because this is life and death according to this book. This is our last chance. And for y'all who never, our addi.org, join it. Join it. And they are looking for 1,000 people with $1,000. Okay. ADDI. Yeah. Join it. It's right there under. So you can see ADDI. I don't know if you could see. You see ADDI. Our ADDI.org. Join it. Join it. It's a life and death. If we want to be supporting people who want to kill us, people who want to keep our continent as resource colony, let's tell them that whatever resource you take from our continent and whatever mayonnaise you use it to make, we're not gonna buy your Marmite. We're not gonna buy it. We're gonna take the resources and make our own mayonnaise. We're gonna take the resource and make our own car. We're not gonna buy yours. So when we stop buying their stuff, this is my knowledge of economy. If we stop buying yours, you will stop removing resources from our colony because we have need for those resources. We're not going to buy whatever finished good that you use my resources for. We're not gonna, because we have the means to turn our resources into what you are doing in Europe, what you're doing in China, what you're doing in the US, what you're doing in Canada, what you're doing in Australia. Okay, so it's a life and death. Okay, so the best way we can shout out people like Howard Nicola. He's just a writer. He specializes in international trade, but he understood the game. That's what he wrote about it, and he's saying it with authority, so that you could go buy his book and see more about what he's revealing. But they're all part of a cabal. But we got to prove them wrong. We have to prove them wrong that, you know what? Africa may be your resource colony. You may take a vow, a blood vow, in your secret society temples, including some of our leaders. But you know what? We the people, 1.3 billion people, we're not going to buy your French product. We don't care whether you produce them in Africa. We're going to list all the things that are not made by Africans. That takes the profit out of our country. Okay? The telecommunications got to come on our attention. All the telecommunication, all the vehicles, automobiles, all the shoes, all the clothing, everything. We got to boycott them. That is the only way we can send a message to these people that whatever you plan for us, the God in us is not going to support it. You want to make us forever poor. Meanwhile, we are the one underwriting the whole world development, but we're poor. We have to cross stinking gutters to go to our homes. Our children have to swim in water to go to school. No, it's not going to happen no more. No more. You see, That's why you got to read this book. Go into this book. You're going to see a lot of historical facts why they keep you down. And when you read this book, Kicking Away the Ladder, you're going to see that everything that they say you should not do, they did it and still doing it. And you got to fire your economic ministers. Call them out. Call them out. The economy that they are practicing is rooted in slavery. Let me tell you a story and I close. Around 1980 something, right? A friend came from Netherlands and visited me in Belgium. He said he's going to Africa for he's just leaving. He's from Suriname. He told me he was in an economic school. He was studying economics in the Netherlands. In his second year, he found out that the whole economy that he was studying, the whole subject was to rob Africa. That was 1988. I'm old school. So from there, he came and, he brought his bag and some other winter coats and winter boots, left them with me, and went. He said he's going to Mali. He's going to Africa. He was a Rastafarian from Suriname, attending college in Netherlands, and found out that the college is not suitable for, it's not agreeing with his soul. The same thing this man said, Howard is saying, he realized that the whole class he was taking and wanted to graduate in it was about to steal from Africa. And he left the school and left Netherlands, and I was the last person to see him and send him off. That was the first time I heard that. But a lot of other Africans sat in those schools. Some may sit in it because sometimes if you want to change things, you got to go into it. I agree. Learn it, and then you could use that knowledge to fight it. I agree on that. So, is there any economic ministers in Africa who want to do good, even though they were brainwashed? Yes. I'm not calling all of them out. I'm not going to do that. Okay? Because sometimes you got to go to the schools, the same schools, colonial schools, and take the knowledge and get exposed to the evil, brewing under the so-called education. Stay quiet, go through it, and then come out smoking. Just like, you go through whatever it is, being a priest, through the cemetery schools, learn all the BS of being a pastor or a priest, a Catholic priest, see all the bullshit, come out and fight them like a whole lot of them are doing. Okay, so I'm not calling all of them out. But if you come from those institutions, come to Africa as a minister of economics or finance, and you do not liberate your people, that means they got you. They got you. You've been hoodwinked to kill your own people. You've been brainwashed to kill your own people, to enslave your own people. So all the finance ministers in Africa, examine yourself. We know the schools that you went is not designed for you to liberate yourself and your people. Because if Africa is poor, you poor too. You poor. The embarrassment You may steal a lot of money and have castles in South Africa, Cape Town, Dubai, but the embarrassment of Africa is on you too. I don't know how some of you hold your head in public when your country is not doing very well, but simply because you have $2 million building in somewhere in America or Dubai, you think you better. How could you do it? I can't, if my family is poor and dejected, the embarrassment is on me too. You see, the embarrassment is on me. So I don't know how many of you hold your head up. Well, when you are amongst criminals, which most Western leaders are, running a criminal organization, and the media, the presidency are mafia bosses. So if you are among your friends, okay. But still, they have a beautiful street, beautiful highways from stealing from you. Look what they do. Look what they use it for. Streets are clean. Roads are clean. They maintain them, periodically. Money is there to do it. But there's no money for you to do yours, and yours is dejected. When you go into your village, you got to drive through a dirt road. Some of your city that you're in the city is just bad. A pipe will burst, and for days, nobody will repair them, and you drive through it all the time to work. Embarrassment. You don't feel it because, God damn, you don't feel it. You don't feel it. You don't feel it. Yes, I know you don't feel it, part of the city is smelling so bad, you pass through it and you don't feel it. It doesn't bother you because your house is better in some little pocket of a neighborhood that is just good. But the rest of the city is bad and you don't feel it. You don't feel it. You don't feel embarrassed. You don't feel embarrassed. What kind of a human being? Oh, Lord, you don't feel it. So, hey, that's what my economic sense is telling me. My common sense is telling me about economy. Go get your book, Africa 101. Africa 101. The wake-up call. And when you are at it, kicking away the ladder. Everything that Weibo they tell you say make you not do, they do them. Everything Weibo say make we not do. Government businesses, Weibo say don't do, they are running it. In the US, the army is the biggest government parastatal. Nigerians say parastatal. There's so many things under it. Then the prison industry, which create furniture for all the offices. The number plate for the whole US, 300 and something million people, cars, millions of cars. The number plate is a prison industrial business. They print it. 35 cents a day, prisoners doing it. But when China does it, they say China is using prison labor. But there's prison labor on that pretty plate you have. Miss Benz, that pretty plate you have, that special plate you have, is prison labor. See, we could do the same thing in Africa. We have prisoners in Africa. What are they doing? We can't feed them. We can't even provide better place for them to sleep because we don't have money and we don't know how to use them. They're prisoners. Everybody's doing it. America is doing it. You scare if you use your prisoners to farm, they're going to say human rights abuse. America is doing it. That pretty plate, registration plate from DMV, that you wrote your special number on it, Miss 1, Mr. 1, the boss 2, that special plate. Prison labor. It's no shame. Up to they're still printing that as I'm speaking. Night shift, second shift, third shift, prison labor. Why you can do it in Africa? Why can't you have a biggest farm and have prisoners over there? They will eat better, they will sleep better, and you train them. Carpenters who are making boxes for produce, mechanics who are making the repairing the tractors. So in 4 years, 2 years, they are there. They come out as mechanics. You have a school of mechanics over there, carpentry, mason. The farm will be so big. You use the army. Use the army, the African soldiers, the military. They're there, they're in the camp, they're doing nothing. Use the army to patrol them. So every early morning, give them some discipline, jogging. They'll come off fit. And also, they'll become trained in artisanry. Because the farm will need so many mechanical part of the farm of tractor building, tractor assembling, tractor repair, diesel machine repair, painters, sprayers, masonry, carpenters making boxes for produces to the market. Shovel-ready jobs that we could create without no investor, without no white man investing in it. The land is there, yo. The land is available. The military men are in the military camp doing nothing. The prisoners are over there. We can feed them. We can give them a better place to sleep. And we are adding more to it. We are joining their cases. The court can't even handle them. And you don't want to use them? America is using them for those beautiful, office furniture. Number plates for the whole 50 states, DMVs. And in one state, they have over maybe 20 DMV in one state. So just imagine the number of plates being churned out by the government. But they told you government can do business. So you sold your telecommunication company a hot cake. How can you run a state telecommunication business and fail? It's like you're selling ice water and you are failing. How can you sell water and don't make a profit? Telecommunication is like selling water. Ethiopians still have theirs. They're not selling it. IMF told them to sell it. They ain't selling it. And they use that money that's where the money came from for railways. You see how smart Ethiopians are? They are men like us. They got dick too. Excuse my language. But we in West Africa, that thing over in between our legs comes here first. We wear it like a cap. In a hole. Office time. Office money. Government money. We're using it for it. So there's no money. We deliberately run government businesses down so that we can give an excuse that government can run business. Government can run no business because it's not making no profit. Who is taking the profit? Why Ethiopian Airline is number 5 in the whole world? And their telecommunication company is the one funding the rail lines through the profit. That is water. You can't sell water. You cannot sell water and fail. Other than that, Dunkin' Donuts will fail. Dunkin' Donuts is selling water, coffee. That's why they have over 5,000 Dunkin' Donuts all over America. They're selling water. They can't fail. Starbucks selling water. They can fail. Telecommunication is water. It's like water. So you cannot fail. You cannot get broke selling water. You cannot. Telecommunication is like water. So if you can make profit out of telecommunication, you cannot make profit out of any other thing, not even running a country. See? Egbedzani.